the Deep Space Nine Season 1 tier list. Now, quick run through. If this is your first time watching us do a tier list, or you're somebody that's maybe not familiar with tier lists at all, S is obviously the best you can be, one of our personal favorites. A is the best grade that you can get without being our favorite. So a lot of times these are episodes that we appreciate the quality, but just for us personally, doesn't hit that top level. And then obviously you have B, we say is for banger typically. C is a good grade. C is a positive grade, but it's just your average Star Trek episode. And then you get into the negatives with D, I personally like to say is either didn't care for it or was disappointing in some way. And then you have the diabolical E tier, erased from canon.
Yep.
So I think this one's going to go by kind of relatively quickly, Alex, because we will have our, DS9 Season 1 recap and everything coming to the YouTube after the last few episodes. But for the most part, I think we felt basically the same about a lot of these. Do you think there's going to be a lot of these episodes you won't even remember what they were?
I went through the IMDb, and there were a couple where I had that one, yeah. I'm not going to spoil it, but there's going to be a lot in probably one letter. I'm not going to say which letter, but a good amount of them are going to be in that letter grade. But I think the season had some high highs and also the lowest lows. So I think it's going to be interesting, but also it might go very fast. Yes.
Absolutely. And Sixto, thank you so much for the super chat. I predict a lot of S's on this DS9 and a bunch of F's on TNG.
Whoa. Wait, there's not even an F grade. What are you talking about?
Sixto's great.
Sixto's one of our good buds over on the Bridge crew.
All right, let's get jumping in. We're just going to go in order if that's cool with you.
That's fine with me.
So up first, the 2-part pilot, but it's not a pilot. The 2-part pilot, Emissary. What do you think about? Do you want to go first on this one?
Yeah, I'll go first. I'm gonna go C.
C tier for Emissary.
C tier for Emissary. Yeah, just fine. Nothing that made me go, holy shit, we're here. I mean, there is some stuff where I thought, okay, this is interesting. Oh, this is neat. Oh, look, there's Jean-Luc Picard. But after watching the whole thing and sitting with it for a bit, it's just fine.
Yeah, for me personally, I'm going to go a little bit higher. I'm going to go with a B tier because I think that premiere episodes have a slightly different job than any other episode, really, and that's to set up the show and make you interested, and Emissary did that for me. It did not, as an episode, blow me away, the plot of the episode, but in terms of it got me interested in every single one of the characters and where the story was going and what the station was. So I think it did its job, but it definitely was not one that blew me away. But I would go up to B. So how we handle this is not going to be by voting in the chat, because over on Patreon, for free, you don't even have to be a paying member. Over on Patreon, the patrons are making their own tier list, voting on every single episode. And once we finish on YouTube, we will release those patron tier lists to YouTube as well. So if you want to take part in voting on these, if you disagree with us, you can sign up for free, no credit card required, and the patron tier lists are all there on Patreon. They have their own collections for Season 1 of Deep Space Nine and Season 6 of TNG. You can vote on every episode as they get posted to YouTube. You can also find the links in all the YouTube reactions. The pinned comment has the link to the tier list. So all patrons, including free patrons, get to vote on that. So since we disagree, what happens then is we're just going to default to the average between the grades. And if it's one grade apart like this, then it'll just round up. So we'll put Emissary in B. And then up next, it looks like these are out of order, so I got to find it. But I know that up next was Past Prologue. Alex, do you remember this one?
Yes, Past Prologue is the one with the Bajoran. Oh, he's an extremist, but he's a former extremist, and you find out he, is an extremist. For me, I'm teetering between C and B. I mean, I'm gonna let you go first here, and maybe through discussion I can pick on one. But I'm either thinking low B or high C.
I liked Past Prologue. It was also the only Season 1 appearance of Plain Simple Garrick. As far as Season 1, his only appearance, so that is a bump for that. I also really liked a lot of the camera angles in this one. I remember like when he's talking with the Duras sisters, kind of the lower angles and stuff like that. That was pretty good. I would go B with this one. Would you say you were at?
I was thinking low B. So yeah, B's fine.
All right, so we will put past prologue in B as well. So now we are at A Man Alone. This episode I don't remember as well, but I think it was the murder mystery, right?
The clone thing, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
the clone murder mystery. Yeah.
Yes. I remember having a lot of fun with this one, watching it and putting it together and kind of putting it together myself in a way. I think Bashir was involved in growing that thing in the container and all that. And I think there was a little opening with Dax too, a little bit of Dax and Bashir flirting in the beginning.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I don't know what episode it was that far ago. I don't know.
Because I was scrolling through the IMDb pictures today, trying to remember what the fuck it was. And I went, oh, yes, that one.
So what would you go on A Man Alone? What are you feeling?
I love a good mystery. I'm thinking B, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, this was definitely a good one. I think I remember on my whiteboard I put better mystery than Star Trek 6.
Yes, got it.
So I would agree with that B as well. We were a fan of a lot of these early episodes.
Yeah, earlier was pretty good.
Yeah, I think it was the first 5 episodes were in a row with, I mean, technically 4, I guess, if the first one is 2-parter, but
yeah,
we really enjoyed them. Number 5, I actually don't remember what it was. Do you have the episodes pulled up?
I do have the episodes pulled up.
They're on order on this tier list, which I did not create.
Shit. Oh, yes. Babel.
Oh, yeah, which I thought was called Babel when we watched it, yes.
Yeah, which would have been a more fitting title for it because of the way they were speaking. But, yeah, this is middle of the road. This is when the descent down towards that level started to happen, I think. Some fun stuff, I guess, with Chief and all that. Was this the one where everyone's bullying Chief? Was that this one? Not bullying Chief, but, oh, Chief, you got to fix this.
Yeah, at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Honestly, for me, I put this lower than a lot of the middle-of-the-road stuff we got. I think this was legitimately the first episode I didn't like. I'd go D, personally.
Yeah.
You would agree? Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
I'll have to find it on the tier list, though, because these aren't in order.
Get the purple hue out of there.
Oh, here it is. Quark is the picture for some reason.
Yeah, why Quark?
All right.
Yeah, Quark wasn't even affected, right?
I don't remember.
I think it was, my brain, I can't be affected by it. Or one of the diseases.
Up next, Captive Pursuit.
Oh, geez. That new movie that came out, what was it? Superman, that symbol on his chest. What does that symbol look like? Looks like an S.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
So you would go with an S for it. So just to break down how it works for S's, if it's a little bit different than the averaging, we both have to say S for it to be an S because it has to earn it. So if I were to say A, it would be an A. We would not round up for that. But I'm not. I'm gonna say S. I think that to dive in a little bit deeper on the context of these tier lists, they're kind of a little bit self-contained in the way that we do them. So, for example, this being an S doesn't mean that it's as good as our favorite episode of Star Trek or anything necessarily. Maybe it is, but we look at the season and we go, okay, for what we like. What's the best and what's the worst. Now, that doesn't always mean we've had tier lists without E's before, so it doesn't always mean that there's going to be ones in every tier. But I don't want, and I said this in a recent video that hasn't been posted yet, I don't want Deep Space Nine, when it comes to these tier lists, to have to carry the burden of all the Star Trek we saw before necessarily. So basically, just on DS9, I think an S definitely.
Yeah, I don't want it to carry the burden of all the greatness that's come before it, but I also want it to at some point come up to par with it or exceed it in its own, because we've heard such great things about the show. And I don't want to have to say, oh, this is an S, but only in Deep Space Nine. It's only an S in Deep Space Nine. Within this season, it's an S, absolutely. But is it better than any of the other S's I've given in the past? No, I don't think so. But, pretty close.
I mean, I would ask, how would you feel about it? Captive Pursuit, specifically, you did really like it. I mean, would you, if we were doing an all of Star Trek tier list, would that still make the S for you?
Oh, gee. Yeah.
It would, yeah.
It would.
There you go.
I think so. Yeah, this one specifically, but I think there's other S's maybe that are low S's, but this one, I mean,
Yeah.
this one got me on camera, and
Yeah, I think that's basically the difference for me is that it probably wouldn't. I would probably give an A if we're doing like overall Star Trek, but
okay.
for right now, for this, I would definitely say S. Okay.
Imagine the tier list for every episode of Star Trek.
Hey, it's gonna happen eventually.
Oh my god, 24-hour live stream.
Okay, well, after Captive Pursuit, what was next?
Captive Pursuit. After that was Q-less.
Oh, Q-less. I love Q-less, and now I'll go first on this one. For me, this is going to be an A tier. Doesn't quite hit the S for me, but I loved everything about the episode, and it's also one of those where, look, if you can do something that I would have never expected you were able to do in terms of changing my opinion, you're automatically going to get a good grade. It took Vash, one of my most hated characters from TNG, and made me like her, made me want to see more of her. So that alone earns it the A. But it is a silly episode. It's a goofy episode, so it doesn't quite earn the S. What about you?
Yeah, I was going to say A as well.
A as well? Anything else you want to add about that, or do you pretty much agree?
I know, I agree with all that, and I didn't expect to see Q in Deep Space Nine, and I think we've talked about it. I don't want to see every character from TNG or the past shows, come in here and have to get the ground going on its feet. But I think it was very done well here with good scenes with how a different commander would react to Q, and all the stuff with Vash was great, and it continued that relationship and story from where they were before. Yeah, it was good. It was a good time. It was a good time. And Q had to do goofy stuff because some of the Q episodes in TNG he doesn't. Like when he lost his powers, or I don't know, the Robin Hood one, it wasn't that fun.
Yeah. 100% agree. Up next,
Dax.
What do you think about Dax? Not the character, the episode.
The character is I love a similar court type drama, and up until that point, we were begging to know more about Dax, and they give us a Dax episode. But it's more about Dax, not Dax showing us who she is. Just more about the I love the arguments of. It's one of those where we both sit and go, "Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's interesting too." So I'm thinking B for this one.
Yeah, I'm bordering on B and C.
Okay.
I could see a B. It is the first episode she gets to literally do anything, and it's not necessarily great. She doesn't get to do a lot. If I say C, it's going to be rounded up to B anyway, so I'm not really taking anything from it, so I'm going to go C.
Okay.
But it's still going to fall,
just for the record,
into the B.
Just so you have it out there on record.
Yeah, just so you guys know. I would have said.
Oh, geez. I might need some reminders on this one, because looking at the thumbnail. Oh, wait. The Passenger is the episode I'm talking about. Is this the one with Bashir's wonderful acting, isn't it?
The Passenger was with Bashir getting taken over.
A captured criminal is badly burned and dies in Bashir's arms. And transfers.
Is that up next?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. What do you want to go first on The Passenger? What do you think about it? Do you remember it at all?
I'm scrolling through the pictures. Odo is working with that security dweeb from Starfleet, working with this lady. I don't know. This is treading sea ground for me.
I would throw it in D personally. This is one of my least favorite episodes of the season.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. I'm thinking of another. Yeah, let's go D.
D with it. All right.
Yeah. Let's get D with it.
Give it that D.
All right. Now I think we're starting to pick up hot and heavy here, because up next, Move Along Home.
Ah, yes. Let's find where it is on here. Move along home. Move along home. Here it is. Yes, Bashir screaming. Yes. Ah! Ah! The only thing more cringe than something we're going to talk about later in the season was that. I think the most cringe moment of the season was that Bashir. Ah!
Yeah. I love this episode. No. I mean, for a pure reaction standpoint, just when they're shimmying up against the walls, and you and I just broke down laughing. It's one of those where I go back and look, and I have a great time. Unlike Shades of Grey, where there's no joy out of that. This one at least gave us some joy. But does that change the episode or make it good? No. So it's an E. Erase it. You know, it's terrible, but at least we had a good time watching it.
Yeah, I would say a very small part of me considers giving it a D just because it's funny unintentionally, but I think it deserves an E the same way the game does, where it's just like it's so bad, it's hilariously bad, so it's still kind of fun to watch, but I don't want to remember it as part of this show. So yeah, E tier. And also, it personally pissed me off because I'm someone who loves board games and table games, and that's such a cool idea to get a Star Trek cast Jumanji'd into a game, and they make this episode. So, what's up next?
You know what's up next. The Nagus.
Yeah, Quark, yeah. Got another super chat real quick.
Oh, shit, what do we got?
Sixto, Ella Marine. Ella Marine.
You got to do the dance. You got to say the words and the dance.
Just freaking Dax and her monotone flat delivery of the doing the hopscotch. Oh my god.
Yeah, God bless him.
Take it easy. What's up? Is the game the only E tier they've given in TNG so far? No. We've definitely given E tiers to other episodes.
What other ones have we given E tier to?
We kind of gave an E to Shades of Grey, but we kind of said like it doesn't really count. But I'm pretty sure we also gave an E to Up the Long Ladder. I think I could be wrong. You'll have to honestly. I would just say go back and look. But we've definitely given other E's. Yeah. When the Bow Breaks, I'm pretty sure we gave an E from season 1.
Yeah. Oh, but the Nagus.
Nagus.
I'm gonna go B for Nagus.
You think Nagus is a banger?
Nagus is a banger. There's a lot of good stuff in Nagus I like.
I'll say this: when we first watched it, and if you watch our discussion, it absolutely fell straight into the C category for me. Just pure generic, But out of any episode this season, I think it's aged the best because we just could not stop talking about the Nagus.
Literally, I think every time we record, we bring up the Nagus in some fashion.
Yeah, so I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna put that as a banger. It's a low-key banger, I think.
Low-key.
What's up next?
Vortex. Do you remember what that is based off the title? That's one of those titles where it's gonna...
I only remember because I had to go back and look at it, and it's the Odo episode.
Yes, and I enjoyed this one quite a bit. I'm bordering on A and B. Odo, if you don't know, is probably my favorite character of this show so far, and that includes Chief. But I enjoy Odo quite a bit, and Odo's journey with this guest character I thought was very intriguing, and I liked a lot of it. But I'm struggling between A and B, so I want to hear your arguments, your choice, and maybe I'll adjust it.
Yeah, I'll say for me personally, absolutely, this does not get an A. I want to give it an A because of the ending with Odo and the random Vulcan showing up to take the two people.
Yeah.
But I can't just forget about the rest of the episode not being very interesting until we get to that point of the ending. So there was some interesting stuff, but overall, I'd probably, honestly, I might even go high C, but I could see, low B just because that ending with Odo is nice. But you were thinking between A and B, so what would you land on?
Because I was only thinking about the Odo stuff. What else happened in this one? Anything?
Napoleon Dynamite character gets arrested. There's the twins where he kills one of the twins and the other one's like all distressed about it.
That's right, yeah.
And then
I'm thinking about the other episodes in this one, and I don't think I can put this one on the same level as the ones I plan on giving higher grades. So yeah, I'm gonna go B as well.
Yeah, that's fair. We got another super chat. Jack. Grand Nagus Quark. Oh, yes. Yes, oh, yeah, when he says Quark, he goes, oh, yeah.
Grand Nagus Quark.
Rom also is just excellent.
Rom, love that Rom. Up next.
Yeah, wait, I think I actually have to put that on the tier list.
Oh, shit, my bad.
Vortex, you said you gave it a B?
I gave it a B, yeah.
Okay, I probably would have thrown it in B as well, but either one of it would be B or C. So, yeah, we'll go B with that one. Are you at all surprised that we have not hit a C tier yet? That is the last tier to not have anything in it. Are you surprised by that?
Geez. I mean, yeah, I forgot that with all it gets bumped up. Oh yeah, that's crazy. We might have to go through this again.
Well, it might be next because up next is Battle Lines.
Okay, yeah. Fuck. I mean, that one's almost a D, but it's between C and D. There's there's stuff I liked, but there's also, I mean, the end. I know the ending isn't an episode. Someone just said in there, but the ending with Cisco just going, nope, fuck you, we're leaving, with guy from Breaking Bad. I'm forgetting his name, Jonathan Banks. Interesting stuff. Kira's acting, crying. It's in the middle. It's, I don't know, C. How about C?
C, yeah, for me, I would agree that it's between C and D, but I appreciate the TOS vibe of it.
Yeah.
And not in a move along home way where it's really bad, but it was genuinely felt like a TOS episode in the good ways, and had actually kind of low-key forgotten about probably the best fight scene in the whole season when they're down on the planet and they all get into the fight. It was actually pretty good. Obviously, you have Jonathan Banks in there, and then it does have Kira's worst moment, Nana Visitor's worst acting moment of the season and hopefully of the series. But with all that being said, I think there's enough that I would also throw it into C as well.
Yeah.
So we got our first contract filler.
I thought there'd be more C's.
Well, we still got some that could very well fall in there. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. What's up next?
Good one. Yeah. Speaking of C, the storyteller.
Great direction from David Livingston. Great direction.
Oh yeah, you can direct the hell out of an episode. Some great stuff between Chief and Bashir. Some great witty banter, and Chief not liking Bashir. Oh, that's great. And this whole Bajoran village needs to have this guy just scare off this fucking monster. But it's a low C. It's a low C.
You'd give it even a C?
You'd give it a D?
Yeah.
You'd go
At
D?
least, yeah. I don't think I would give it an E because it is saved by I think, isn't this the episode where Jake and Nog are dealing with the little girl? The little girl who's like the leader of her people.
Yeah, but that was cute and fun, wasn't it?
I know. I'm saying that's what.
Oh, okay.
That alone keeps it out of E.
Gotcha.
Because I genuinely enjoy that, and I love Jake and Nog. And you know, when freaking he takes the, they're like, oh, let's go get Odo's, bucket, and then he throws the whatever it was on him. It wasn't Odo. He throws something else on him. So that alone saves it. But I just think the storyteller stuff is so bad, and I needed to call this out because so many people were like, because I had a take in there where I was like, oh, it should have been like a creature. You know what I mean? It was supposed to be a creature. They even made mock-ups of what the creature would be, and then they didn't have the budget, so they changed it to the CGI cloud. So screw all of you. I was right, as always. But so you're thinking, I mean, if I give it a D and you say C, it's going to go into C. So I'll say D, but what it's up to you.
I'm thinking C.
C? All right. Storyteller in C. There it is. All right. What's next?
Ooh, progress.
All right. I think these may be in order here now at the bottom. So, yeah, progress is up next. I'll say for me, easy S. I loved it. What about you?
Yeah, I go S. It's great.
I mean, I think best guest performance probably of the season.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Wonderful. I mean, Toss was great. Guy from Duet was also great.
True.
So, but I think but in terms of fully layered performance, and
he felt so real.
He felt as if he was a real person. So, yeah.
All right, there we go. Is that only our second S of the season? Progress moves in. And this is one that, for me personally, if I was doing all of Star Trek, I think it might still sneak into S.
Really?
But I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I was bordering on A for a bit, but I started thinking about more what happens in it. But if I was going to put it into all of Star Trek, it'd probably sneak down into A.
I just love how it was so unafraid of being boring and slow. Like, it just was what it was. And it was like the arrival of Kira So I love it for all those reasons. But yeah, as the episode itself, yeah, it might fall to A in the overall list. But up next, If Wishes Were Horses. Do you remember this one?
Oh, how can I forget this one with the not leprechaun? What was the character's name?
Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumpelstiltskin, yeah.
Legendary.
Mm.
We got another super chat real quick. Siddhartha, I'll be curious to see how the DS9 Season 1 tier list compares to the TNG Season 1 list when we're done. That's a great point. When we're done with this, you all go back and watch our Season 1 tier list for TNG. Compare them. I'd be interested. I know that there were a lot of C's, I'm pretty sure, in Season 1 TNG.
But. Yeah, I thought we'd have a lot more C's now at this point. I'm surprised with how high our list is. But with Wishes Were Horses, that's a pure D, almost E.
Yeah, I'm trying to recount all the stories. There's Rumpelstiltskin. There's Submissive Dax with Bashir. Probably one of my favorite parts of it is just the whole, like, the Daxy manifest goes to, like, make out with him, and he's, like, convinced it's a prank. What's the prank? Oh, you made out with Dax, loser.
Cisco and the baseball person.
Which was pretty nice. You know, they had a nice scene together.
Yeah, that's why it's not an E.
Yeah. I would... Why am I low-key thinking C? But I don't know.
Really?
I mean, it's a silly episode, but we get Keiko.
But Chief was willing to sacrifice his daughter.
Yeah, that alone. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I'm going to go D. It's a fun episode, though. It's a fun episode, but they sure... And the ending was so just like, okay, here's the ending. It's not real, you know?
Yeah. So, it's another First Contact type deal. Great.
Yeah. But it's a high D. I would say high D, low C for me. But
high D, big D. All right. The Forsaken.
Up next, we have The Forsaken. But first, a super chat from Alan. Alan, I'm so glad this shite season is over for you guys. Yeah, well, yeah, not on YouTube, but we have been done watching it for quite a while at this point. So, yes, I would say we're glad as well, for sure. Up next, you said, was The Forsaken. Alex, what do you think about The Forsaken?
So, obviously, I love the Odo and Lwaxana Troi stuff. Absolutely love it. What else happens in the episode?
There's 3 plots. The clearly good one, which is Odo and Lwaxana. Then there's Bashir and the ambassadors, the 3 different aliens.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's Chief trapping the what he calls a puppy or a dog virus and trapping it in the computer doghouse. Those are the 3 stories.
Yeah, 1 out of 3 is perfect, and the other 2
are just completely unnecessary filler.
Yeah, where I just wanted to spend more time with Lwaxana and Odo and other stuff. It's teetering between A and B for me.
Yeah, I'm in the exact same spot. If it was just a full-on, if Lwaxana Odo was the A plot and then there was a B plot that was still decent but didn't take up as much as those other 2, I think I would be very confident giving it an A. But because the Odo and Lwaxana stuff really boils down to like 1 or 2 scenes. But I also want to give it credit. Great Lwaxana reveal. They don't ruin it. They don't wait till after the opening credits. She's right away in the hook.
Yeah, you just hear her in the background, like, whose voice is that? And then, oh, fuck, it's her. Yeah.
Yeah, and the subtitle didn't spoil it either. So
that's true. That's true.
So I guess I'll go first to be definitive about it. I want to give it an A. I really want to give it an A because of the Odo stuff. I mean, it's a great Lwaxana Troi moment, and to bring over this guest character and for her to be so well, and her first non-TNG appearance, maybe only, who knows? Yeah, I'll go A. I'll go A on it. What do you think?
I'll probably go B, but
so it'll default to A.
Yeah.
But you would go B with it
on record, yeah, just because of all the other stuff. Just Bashir and the fucking ambassadors. Yeah. Oh, he was so smart. He found a hole for us to hide in. Oh, great. I'm glad that really speaks to Bashir and his character hiding in a fucking cubby instead of using some sort of doctor, whatever, man. Dramatis personae, however the fuck you say it. E. Okay, maybe D.
It's funny. I was gonna say usually we say C stands for contract filler, D stands for did not care or disappointed, E stands for erased from canon. But I was going to say D stands for dramatis personae.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, the fun stuff with who was it was Chief and Dax on the ship where Chief cuts her off. Oh, that stuff was super.
Oh, on the shuttle,
on the runabout, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that keeps it a D for me. Everything else, no thanks.
Yeah. This is just a perfect example of like I don't care. This was the episode just behind the curtain for y'all. This is the episode where after we watched it, we filmed the Wrap It Up YouTube short.
Yes.
Of watching
Yeah.
Deep Space Nine season 1. Wrap It Up. It was after watching this one because it just instantly never hooked us, and then it just never brought us in, and it was pretty bad. But yeah, definitely not an E though. Definitely not something I would give an E. All right.
Well, here it comes, the big one. Duet.
All right, we gotta do it. We gotta do it once per tier list.
Yeah.
Okay. Duet. This is obviously a huge episode in the fandom. As you can see, the S is already pouring in here. Yeah, Allie says not the duet with an E. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna talk about it obviously. Really love this episode.
No, this episode was fantastic, and it ends. And we said when it ended with the credits on the scene, that's when the show arrived. It's here. That's Deep Space Nine, and it finally found its footing with that episode. And it was just a roller coaster of emotions and arcs and feelings, and it's one of those where in the realm of all of Star Trek, where hey, you need to show someone a Star Trek episode. This one could be in that list of how important it is and how crazy it is. Yeah.
With that being said, I absolutely would give it an S. What about you?
Oh yeah, S.
Yeah, duet will forever be when Deep Space Nine arrived, I think, for sure.
Yep.
So much so that I wish that it was the finale, because I don't hate this last episode in the hands of the prophets, but it ain't an S, and it ain't duet.
Yeah, totally agree. Especially how great would it be if none of the episodes ended on the credits, but the last one of the season did? Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be so good. And then we get this one, which, I mean, for YouTube, you haven't seen it, but very very opinionated about some of the themes and elements.
Yes,
in
the
it.
reaction caused people to cancel on Patreon. So don't worry, they've already signed back up. But it's a controversial one. I didn't hate the episode. It's not bad.
I didn't hate it either. I mean, I was kind of just poking fun at some of the stuff in it. This was one with the slow-mo. No.
Yes, the cringe. This is what I was talking about when earlier I said the Julian. The slow-mo no is the runner-up for a cringe moment of the season. But Bashir takes the cake. But that slow motion and then just the whole execution of that assassination attempt, just not good.
Just terrible.
Just terrible. With that being said, we get the introduction of Vedic Wynn, who was great to hate, very hateable, great in her role, Nurse Ratched.
Yep, Nurse Ratched. Yep. I was about to say, thanks for saying that. I was about to say Nurse Chapel again. Oh, Nurse Chapel. But in terms of if I would give this a letter grading, it's a B.
Yeah, Dr. Buttlaser's school explosion was solid. Out of context, that's crazy.
Yeah. So don't clip that. Don't
clip that. Real quick, we got a super chat. Siddhartha, prediction: your DS9 season 6 tier list is going to have 20+ S ratings. That list is going to be lopsided AF. It's the best season of all of Trek. Well, it's going to probably be a year or two before we get there, but when we do,
I hope even more years before we get there.
Looking forward to it. But yeah, you said B. I think that's fair. I think overall the introduction, Louise Fletcher as Wynn, and also we get Keiko. She stands on business in this.
All of Keiko's stuff is great.
That's all great. So that and all that, it's a good episode. Also, they do a little bit of an effort to make it a season ender when at the end Kira and Cisco talk about what's been going on the station, and it kind of leaves it off as a season ender. As much as I would have loved Duet to be the finale. So I think B is still fair. I think B is fair.
Well, I did not expect our list to look like this, to be honest.
No, not at all. So this is our final look. This is the finished season 1 tier list. I think this is crazy.
Yeah, hold on. We gotta change this.
We gotta change it. I mean, let's just go over from top to bottom. So we got S tier, Captive Pursuit, Progress, and Duet.
Yep.
I'm
yeah.
good with
I
that.
knew those 3 were going to be an
Yeah.
S. Yeah.
Q-less and Forsaken, only episodes that hit A, and Forsaken you gave a B. So that pretty slim A tier list there. B, we have Emissary, Past Prologue, A Man Alone, Dax, The Nagus, Vortex, and In the Hands of the Prophets. We considered all of those, at least one of us considered all of those bangers.
Okay, yeah.
And then we have Battle Lines and The Storyteller being the contract filler of the season.
Yeah.
And then Babel, The Passenger, If Wishes Were Horses, and Dramatis Personae at D tier, did not care or was disappointed. And then the only episode we want to erase from canon collectively is Move Along Home.
Actually, no, yeah, that list is fine. Yeah.
I think that's fair. I mean, there's definitely some in B that I like, obviously I would put down to C, and some that you would put down to C. So with the rounding up method, I think that tier is probably the most overestimated if you're talking about individual. But yeah, overall, I basically expected this list, but just with like 80% of these to be down here in C. That's basically the main difference. But overall, I mean, yeah, the S tier is solid. So
yeah,
I'm happy with that.
I knew S and E were going to be that before we started. Just all the other stuff. Yeah, it's interesting.
And that is it. That is Deep Space Nine Season 1 tier list. I'll show it actually one more time. Drop a W or an L in the chat for this tier list. W or L.
You guys suck.